Let me start with a truth most people don't want to hear. Your life is not hard. You are just not trained for difficulty. And that sentence alone makes people angry. Because we live in a time where comfort is normal, pain is avoided, and struggle is treated like abuse. We are surrounded by convenience, food in minutes, entertainment on demand, validation with one post, money through shortcuts, knowledge without effort. And yet, people are more anxious, more depressed, more confused, more fragile. Why? Because easy lives don't build strong minds. They build minds that panic when things don't go their way. Minds that collapse under pressure. Minds that blame, complain, and quit. The easier your life becomes, the harder reality feels. And reality doesn't care about your comfort. Let's be honest. Most people today don't deal with real survival problems. No hunting for food, no fighting nature, no walking miles just to survive. Yet they say, life is too hard. I'm overwhelmed. I'm burned out. Burned out from what? Scrolling, sitting, complaining. This is not an insult. This is an observation. The human mind was built to struggle, adapt, and endure. When you remove struggle, the mind doesn't relax. It weakens, just like muscles. If you stop using your body, it doesn't become peaceful. It becomes fragile. Same with the mind. Here's the first law you must understand. Your pain tolerance determines how far you go in life. Not your IQ, not your talent, not your luck. Pain tolerance. How much discomfort can you sit with before you quit? Because every meaningful thing in life lives on the other side of pain. Discipline hurts. Learning hurts. Growth hurts. Responsibility hurts. Being honest hurts. Comfort feels good in the moment. But comfort caps you. Your success ceiling is not decided by what you want. It's decided by what you're willing to endure. Most people want results without resistance. They want outcomes without effort. They want rewards without sacrifice. That mindset guarantees failure. You ever notice something? Strong-minded people don't complain much. They don't talk about how unfair life is. They don't explain their pain. Not because they don't feel it, but because they trained for it. Pain doesn't shock them anymore. Difficulty doesn't surprise them. Pressure doesn't scare them. They expect it. Weak minds panic at discomfort. Strong minds say, "Of course this hurts. That's the price." Comfort creates entitlement. This is where everything breaks. Comfort doesn't just relax you. It rewires your expectations. When life is easy for too long, you start believing things should go smoothly, people should understand you, systems should support you, success should come faster. And when reality doesn't match those expectations, you get angry, you feel cheated, you feel like a victim. That's entitlement, not arrogance. Entitlement. The belief that life owes you ease, but life owes you nothing. The lie of I deserve better. I deserve happiness. I deserve success. No. You deserve what you earn and what you can handle. The world doesn't reward intentions. It rewards adaptation. Comfort tells you that you deserve rewards just for existing. Struggle teaches you that rewards come from competence. That difference is everything. Why easy upbringings can be dangerous. This is hard to say, but it must be said. People who never faced resistance early in life often break later. Not because they are bad people, but because they were never trained. If everything was handled for you, if failure was protected, if discomfort was removed, then life feels brutal when it finally hits you. You weren't weak by nature. You were unprepared by design. Weak minds blame systems. Here is the pattern. Weak minds always look outward. The system is broken. The economy is against me. Society is unfair. People don't give me chances. Are systems perfect? No. Is life fair? No. But blaming systems does one thing. It gives you an excuse to stay weak. Because if the problem is always outside you, then you never have to change. Blame feels powerful, but it produces nothing. Strong minds adapt. Brutally strong minds don't deny reality. They look at it and say, "This is the game. How do I win anyway?" They don't wait for fairness. They don't wait for permission. They don't wait for motivation. They adapt, even when it hurts, especially when it hurts. Adaptation is painful because it requires ego death. You must accept. You are not as capable as you thought. You are not as disciplined as you imagined. You are not entitled to results and then rebuild yourself anyway. Why most people quit too early. Most people quit not because the task is impossible. They quit because it got uncomfortable. Progress was slow. No one noticed. Doubt crept in. They interpret. The strange truth about suffering. Here's something no one tells you. Suffering, when chosen voluntarily, is not punishment. It's training. The strongest people you admire didn't avoid pain. They used it. Pain stripped away excuses. Pain forced focus. Pain demanded growth. Comfort, on the other hand, does the opposite. Comfort numbs. Comfort distracts. Comfort delays reality. That's why people who suffer with purpose often seem clear-minded, while people drowning in comfort seem lost. Why comfort makes you confused. Think about it. When your life is full of distractions, you don't have to face yourself. Endless content, endless entertainment, endless noise. You never sit alone with your thoughts long enough to hear the truth. Discomfort forces silence. Silence forces honesty. That's why people avoid it. Because in silence, you hear what you're avoiding, what you're afraid of, what you've been lying to yourself about. Comfort lets you hide. Pain makes you confront. Discipline feels lonely for a reason. This is where most people fail. When you start choosing discipline, something strange happens. People disappear, not because you changed into someone bad, but because your choices reflect their avoidance. Your discipline makes others uncomfortable. While they rest, you work. While they escape, you stay present. While they complain, you adapt. And that gap grows. Loneliness is the tax of self-respect. Most people would rather be accepted than be strong. Why weak minds escape through distraction. Weak minds don't like pain, so they escape it. Phones, food, porn, drugs, endless scrolling, fake motivation. Distractions is modern anesthesia. It doesn't heal the wound. It just makes you forget it exists. But problems don't disappear when ignored. They grow. Strong minds don't distract themselves from discomfort. They sit in it until it teaches them something. The difference between rest and escape. This matters. Rest is earned. Escape is avoidance. Rest restores strength. Escape weakens it. Weak minds call escape self-care. Strong minds know when they're lying to themselves. Ask yourself, am I resting to recover? Or am I escaping to avoid responsibility? Be honest. Voluntary hardship builds control. Here's the secret most people miss. When you choose hard things, cold showers, early mornings, physical training, difficult conversations, deep work, you gain control over your reactions. You teach your mind. I decide, not my feelings. That's power. People who avoid hardship are controlled by mood, fear, and impulse. People who choose hardship control themselves. Why motivation fails you? Motivation is emotional. Discipline is structural. Easy lives depend on motivation. Hard lives are built on systems. Motivation disappears when things get hard. Discipline remains. Strong minds don't wait to feel ready. They move anyway. The brutal truth about potential means nothing without pain. Every person has potential. Few have the tolerance to realize it. Your potential scares you because it demands sacrifice. That's why comfort feels safer. But safety is expensive. It costs you who you could have become. Why people hate this message. This message is uncomfortable. It removes excuses. It removes blame. It removes comfort. And people protect their comfort like identity. If comfort is wrong, then their choices must change. And change hurts. The moment everything shifts, there is a moment in every strong person's life where they stop asking for easier circumstances and start building stronger habits. That moment separates victims from leaders, consumers from creators, weak minds from resilient ones. You don't need more comfort. You need more capacity. Capacity for pain, capacity for discipline, capacity for responsibility. Comfort kept you calm. Pain will make you capable. The big lie about freedom. Most people think freedom means doing whatever feels good. Sleep late. Avoid stress. No pressure. No rules. That is not freedom. That is slavery to comfort. Real freedom is having control over yourself when life gets hard. If your emotions control you, you are not free. If discomfort controls you, you are not free. If fear controls your choices, you are not free. Strong minds are free because they can act despite pain. Responsibility is not a burden. It is the way out. Weak minds avoid responsibility because it feels heavy. Strong minds embrace it because they understand something most people don't. Responsibility gives you power. The moment you take responsibility, excuses die. And when excuses die, progress begins. Blaming others feels light, but it traps you. Owning everything feels heavy, but it frees you. Why people feel stuck. People say, I don't know what to do. I feel lost. I feel trapped. But look closer. They avoid hard decisions, accountability, long-term effort, discomfort. They want clarity without responsibility, but clarity only comes after commitment, not before it. Strong minds move first. Weak minds wait to feel ready. Easy now equals hard. Later hard now equals easy later. This is the trade most people don't understand. When you choose comfort now, life collects interest later. Avoid discipline, regret, avoid effort, limitation, avoid pain, weakness. When you choose hard now, life rewards you later. Discipline, confidence, effort, skill, pain, resilience. You always pay a price. You choose when and how. Why most people never change? Not because they can't, because comfort has convinced them that change is unnecessary. Until pain becomes unavoidable. Rock bottom is often just delayed discipline. Strong minds don't wait for collapse. They train before the storm. The silent difference between winners and losers. It's not intelligence. It's not luck. It's this. Winners do the hard things daily. Losers do what feels good daily. That's it. No secret. Why comfort makes failure feel personal. When life is easy, struggle feels like injustice. You think, why me? This shouldn't be happening. I don't deserve this. Strong minds don't ask, why me? They ask, what now? That shift alone changes everything. Building a strong mind is boring. This part matters. Strong minds are not built through hype. They are built through repetition, boredom, consistency, quiet effort. That's why most people quit. They want excitement, not excellence. But boredom is the gateway to mastery. You don't need confidence, you need proof. Confidence doesn't come from affirmations. It comes from evidence. Evidence that You kept promises to yourself. You didn't quit when it sucked. You did what you said you would do. Comfort gives you excuses. Discipline gives you proof. The moment you outgrow your old self, there will be a moment when old habits feel embarrassing, old excuses sound weak, old comfort feels suffocating. That's growth. Don't run from it. That discomfort is your next level calling. You don't need a better life. You need a stronger mind, because a strong mind can survive any life. Comfort didn't protect you. It postponed your strength, and reality always collects its debt. This is where most people stop listening, because this part removes hope built on lies, because it strips away comforting stories, because it places responsibility exactly where it belongs. There is no rescue coming, no perfect time waiting around the corner, no system leader, trend, or shortcut that will save you from becoming who you are avoiding. And that is not bad news. That is freedom. Because if no one is coming to save you, then no one has the power to stop you either. Your future is not delayed. It is unclaimed. The final illusion of easy lives. Easy lives promise happiness. They sell comfort as success. They advertise peace without effort. What they actually deliver is fragility, because anything hard feels unbearable. Dependence, because strength was never developed. Emotional weakness, because discomfort was avoided. Fear, because the world feels hostile when you're unprepared. People confuse peace with numbness. Peace is earned. Numbness is escaped into. Peace comes from capability. Numbness comes from avoidance. One lets you face life. The other hides you from it. Why strong minds look cold. Strong minds aren't cold. They're clear. They don't panic at pressure. They don't explode at inconvenience. They don't collapse when plans fail. They don't beg reality to be easier. They accepted reality first. They learned that emotions are signals, not commands. That pain is information, not punishment. That discipline is kinder than motivation. They change themselves instead of arguing with the world. Clarity looks cold to people addicted to chaos. The price of a strong life. Let's be honest about the cost, because pretending it's easy is another lie. You will feel alone, because growth separates, be misunderstood, because strength threatens comfort, outgrow people you once needed. Question yourself when progress feels slow. Choose pain on purpose while others avoid it. This is the toll. But here's what you gain in return. Self-respect that doesn't disappear. Inner stability that doesn't depend on mood, emotional control under pressure. Confidence built on proof, not affirmation, freedom from excuses, and from the people who live by them. Weak minds chase happiness. Strong minds build peace, and peace lasts. Where responsibility becomes identity. This is the turning point. You stop saying, I can't. I'm not ready. I'm just not built for that. And you start saying, I haven't trained enough yet. I need to improve. I'll build what I'm missing. That single shift changes everything. Because now failure isn't a verdict, it's feedback. Now effort becomes identity. Now progress is inevitable if you don't quit. Responsibility is no longer a burden. It becomes who you are. What it means to be strong today. Strength today isn't aggression. It isn't dominance. It isn't noise. Modern strength is quiet, consistent, and disciplined. It looks like resisting distraction when comfort is easy, delaying pleasure when impulse is loud, choosing effort when no one is watching, staying consistent when motivation disappears, taking responsibility even when it's unfair. That is real power. Anyone can complain. Anyone can escape. Few can endure and improve. The reality, most avoid life will get harder. Pressure will increase. Loss will happen. uncertainty will arrive unannounced. You don't rise to the occasion, you fall to your level of preparation. So when the weight hits, will you break, blame, distract yourself, numb the pain, or will you adapt? That decision is never made in the moment. It's made now, in how you live today. Comfort didn't fail you. Comfort did exactly what it promised. It kept you safe. It kept you calm. It kept you entertained. It kept you small. You failed when you chose comfort over growth, when you chose ease over effort, when you chose escape over responsibility. But failure is not final. You can choose differently. Today, not tomorrow. Not when things slow down. Today. Hard days build strong minds. Strong minds build unbreakable lives. And now you know the truth. What you do with it is on you.